As an Asian American with a dual master's degree in public policy and urban planning, I've always been immersed in the stories of struggle and resilience. My deep dive into the civil rights movement revealed unexpected insights about how profoundly this movement shaped our freedoms. Freedoms we often take for granted. This untold impact on Asian Americans is both surprising and significant. So let's uncover how this pivotal moment transformed our history in a way that you may never have realized. So the first one is ending bans on interracial marriages. One of the most significant legal victories to come out of the civil rights movement was the Supreme Court case Loving v. Virginia in 1967. This landmark decision declared that laws banning interracial marriages were unconstitutional. While this ruling is often remembered for its impact on Black and white couples, it was just as important for Asian Americans. Before Loving versus Virginia, several states had laws that prohibited marriages between Asian Americans and people of other races. These restrictions kept many Asian Americans from marrying who they wanted to, particularly in states like California, where anti-marriage laws were enforced. The Loving ruling erased these legal barriers, allowing Asian Americans to marry freely without the stress of state interference. And it made me really wonder. A lot of my friends are in interracial marriages. If these laws still existed, how would our families look different today? Around the same time, the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965 transformed U.S. immigration policy. Before this, the U.S. had a long history of racially discriminatory immigration laws. Quotas based on nationality restricted Asian immigrants, making it difficult for Asian American families to reunite with their relatives. The 1965 Act removed these quotas, dramatically changing the landscape for Asian immigrants. This didn't just affect immigration, it helped Asian American families grow and thrive. It also facilitated marriages across national lines, allowing spouses from countries like China, Japan, India, and the Philippines to join their families in the US. This opened a new chapter for Asian American communities. The third is voting rights protections. Another critical piece of legislation from the Civil Rights era was the Voting Rights Act of 1965. While the law primarily focused on eliminating racial discrimination that kept African Americans from voting, its impacts reached far beyond the Black community. Asian Americans also faced barriers in voting, from literacy tests to language discrimination. The Voting Rights Act helped dismantle these obstacles, ensuring that all racial and ethnic groups, including Asian Americans, could fully participate in the democratic process. The Civil Rights movement also brought about profound cultural and legal shifts that extended beyond specific court rulings or legislation. It reshaped how society viewed race, equality, and justice. Asian Americans, along with other minority groups, benefited from this overall push towards integration and equal protection under the law. As discriminatory norms and laws began to crumble, Asian Americans found greater acceptance and opportunities in American society. From workplace rights to housing access, the broader fight for civil rights opened doors that had long been closed. As I reflect on this history, I recognize it's not just about what happened decades ago. It's about us. The rights we have now, the freedoms we enjoy, are a direct result of this movement. It's a reminder of how far we've come and how far we still have to go.